A neurologist just issued a stark warning. Did you know the way you sleep every single night could be pushing you closer to a stroke? It's a terrifying thought, one that makes you question the very safety of your own bed. But what the clinical reports and the news headlines are not telling you is the deeper, more intimate truth. They're not telling you that the very same sleeping position that threatens your brain is also quietly, systematically shutting down your virility. It's a silent thief in the night, stealing more than just your peace of mind. It's stealing your strength, your energy, and the very essence of your manhood while you are completely unaware. This isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life back into your years, starting tonight. I'm Dr. Megan Fischer, and for years in my practice, I've seen men like you feel like their bodies are betraying them. Today, we're not just talking about longevity or avoiding disease. We are talking about something far more fundamental: how to remain a strong, vital, and potent man at 60, 70, and beyond. We're going to pull back the curtain on a hidden saboteur that works against you for 8 hours every night. It's not a pill, a fad diet, or an extreme workout. The key to reclaiming your masculine power, your confidence, and your health is found in the one place you're supposed to be resting and recovering. It all starts in your bed, and I'm going to show you how to turn that space from a source of risk into a powerhouse for rejuvenation. Let's break down what's happening. When you sleep in a poor position, perhaps on your stomach or with your neck sharply bent to the side, you are essentially creating a roadblock in your body's most critical superhighways. This posture compresses the vital carotid arteries in your neck and misaligns your spine, restricting the flow of oxygen-rich blood to your brain. This is the exact mechanism neurologists warn about when discussing stroke risk. But that compression creates a devastating domino effect throughout your entire system. Think of your circulation as the engine of your vitality. If you spend your nights with the fuel line pinched, you can't expect to wake up firing on all cylinders. This is why you feel stiff, exhausted, and a step behind before your day has even begun. Now, I want you to ask yourself a very honest question. If that nightly compression is starving your brain of what it needs to function, do you really think that blood is reaching with the force and volume you need, the one place where it matters most for a powerful erection? The difficulty you may be experiencing in the bedroom is not just a sign of aging or a loss of desire. It is your body's check engine light. It is the canary in the coal mine, signaling that the same circulatory issue threatening your long-term health is already compromising your quality of life right now. This isn't a matter of ego, it's a matter of health. Your erection is a barometer of your overall well-being, and it's time we started listening to what it's telling us. I want to share a story with you, one I've heard in different forms from countless men who have sat in my office. Let's call him Frank. At 72, Frank was a retired engineer, a man who had spent his life building things, solving problems. Yet he came to me feeling completely broken. "Doc, I think my time's up," he said, his voice quiet, almost ashamed. He described a profound exhaustion that settled in his bones, a feeling that no amount of coffee could shake. But the deeper pain was in his marriage. He loved his wife dearly, but in the bedroom, he felt like a failure. The intimacy they had shared for decades was now a source of anxiety and distance, a constant, silent reminder of what he had lost. Frank's story is not unique. He confessed that he felt like a ghost in his own life, watching the vibrant, confident man he once was fade away. He'd wake up stiff and sore, with a fog in his mind that took hours to clear. He told me, "It's not just about sex, doctor. It's about feeling useful, alive. My wife looks at me, and I know she still loves me, but I can't shake the feeling that she sees a fragile old man, not her husband." This loss of his masculine identity was a heavier burden than any physical ailment. He had accepted it as an inevitable part of aging, a slow surrender he was forced to make every single day, never realizing the true culprit was hiding in plain sight, waiting for him every night in his own bed. When we dug into his daily habits, one thing stood out. Frank was a stomach sleeper. He had been for over 50 years. He thought it was comfortable, but I explained to him that for 8 hours every night, he was putting his body into a state of siege. He was forcing his neck into a harsh, unnatural twist, effectively putting a clamp on the main artery supplying blood to his brain. This wasn't just a minor inconvenience. It was a nightly act of strangling his own circulation. That constant restriction was the source of his morning fog and stiffness, and it was the very reason his body no longer had the resources to respond when he wanted to be intimate with his wife. He was, quite literally, choking off his own vitality. The change for Frank wasn't a prescription or a complicated procedure. It was a conscious decision to change the way he slept. It was difficult at first. His body was used to the old, destructive pattern. But night by night, he trained himself to sleep on his back, using pillows to support his body in an open, aligned position. Within a few weeks, the transformation was remarkable. He started waking up feeling refreshed, the mental fog had lifted, and the chronic stiffness began to fade. The most profound change, however, was the return of his confidence. The spark in his eyes came back. He was no longer just a spectator in his own life. He was an active participant, a husband, a man who felt whole again. Frank's experience highlights a fundamental truth we often ignore. Your circulatory system is the river of life for your entire body. It's the intricate network of superhighways that delivers oxygen, hormones, and vital nutrients to every single cell. For a man, this system is directly linked to his potency. A strong, lasting erection is not a matter of magic. It is a matter of hydraulics. It requires a powerful, unimpeded surge of blood flow. When that flow is weak or restricted, the system simply cannot function as it was designed to. Your body wants to respond, your mind wants to connect. But if the delivery trucks can't get through on the highway, the factory can't produce the results. This is pure, simple biology. Now, let's talk about the master key that unlocks this powerful blood flow, a tiny molecule called nitric oxide. Think of it as the traffic controller for your arteries. When your brain sends the signal of arousal, it's nitric oxide that gets the message and tells the smooth muscles in your blood vessels to relax and open wide. This is what allows blood to rush in and create a firm erection. However, nitric oxide can only do its job if the circulatory pathways are clear. If you spend your nights compressing your arteries through poor posture, you are creating a chronic state of inflammation and restriction that hampers nitric oxide production. You're essentially firing your most important traffic controller before the morning rush hour even begins. Imagine a high-performance garden hose. When it's laid out straight, water gushes out with incredible force. But what happens if you put a sharp kink in it? The flow reduces to a trickle. This is precisely what happens in your body when you sleep in a contorted position. That 8-hour kink doesn't just affect you while you sleep, it has a lasting impact. The vessels become less responsive over time, and your body's ability to produce and utilize nitric oxide diminishes. This is why the problem often feels so gradual. It's not a switch that flips off overnight. It's a slow, steady decline caused by a nightly habit that is silently working against your virility, one trickle at a time. This cumulative damage is the reason so many men feel blindsided by erectile issues in their 60s and 70s. They blame their age, their diet, or their stress levels, all of which are factors, but they miss the foundational issue. They have spent decades, an estimated 200,000 hours of their lives, in a sleeping position that actively sabotaged their vascular health. The good news is that your body has a remarkable capacity to heal. By removing that nightly kink in the hose, by opening up your circulatory pathways, you give your system the chance to repair itself. You allow nitric oxide to do its job again, turning that frustrating trickle back into a powerful, confident flow. Now let me tell you about another man, David. At 68, David was a widower who, after years of loneliness, had found a wonderful new partner. He was excited. He felt a joy he hadn't felt in a long time. But it was overshadowed by a terrifying anxiety. The fear of failure in the bedroom was all-consuming. It wasn't that he didn't feel desire. It was that he was so afraid his body wouldn't cooperate that he started to actively avoid intimacy. He would make excuses, stay up late, or pretend to be asleep. The shame was eating him alive, turning what should have been a beautiful new chapter of his life into a source of constant dread and self-doubt. David's problem wasn't a lack of attraction or love. His problem was that he was starting every single day from a hormonal deficit. His sleep was restless, broken by frequent trips to the bathroom and a general feeling of unease. He would wake up feeling tired, defeated before the day even began. This physical state fueled his psychological anxiety. His mind was caught in a devastating loop. The fear of failure made him anxious. The anxiety further disrupted his sleep, and the poor sleep deprived his body of the very hormones he needed to feel confident and perform. He was trapped in a self-fulfilling prophecy, and he saw no way out. For men like David, the issue runs deeper than just blood flow. It's about hormonal recovery. The single most important time for your body to produce testosterone, the very hormone that governs your libido, energy, and masculine drive, is during the deep, restorative stages of sleep, particularly REM sleep. This is when your body's hormone factory is supposed to be running at full capacity, manufacturing the vitality you'll need for the next day. If your sleep is fragmented, shallow, or constantly interrupted by a lack of oxygen from a compressed airway or discomfort from a poor posture, that factory essentially shuts down. You are not refueling your tank overnight. Think of your testosterone production like a crew that works the night shift. Their job is to repair the machinery and restock the shelves for the next day. But if the power keeps flickering on and off all night, they can't get any meaningful work done. That's what happens when your sleep is disrupted. Each time you shift uncomfortably, or your brain briefly wakes up because of restricted breathing, you are pulling your body out of those crucial deep sleep phases. You wake up with your hormonal shelves bare. This is why you may feel a complete lack of morning energy or desire. It's not that the desire is gone forever, it's that the fuel for it was never produced. In fact, multiple studies, including research from institutions like Harvard, have drawn a clear and undeniable line between poor sleep quality and decreased testosterone levels in men. They've shown that even 1 week of sleeping poorly can plummet a man's testosterone as if he had aged 10 to 15 years. Now, imagine the effect of not just 1 week, but decades of suboptimal sleep. The impact is staggering. We are creating a generation of men who are prematurely aging their own hormonal systems, not because of a disease, but because of a simple, overlooked habit. This isn't about blaming you, it's about empowering you with the knowledge that this is not a one-way street. This hormonal depletion has consequences that extend far beyond the bedroom. Low testosterone is linked to a host of issues that many men mistakenly accept as just getting older. It contributes to the loss of muscle mass, an increase in stubborn belly fat, mental fog, moodiness, and a general decline in your zest for life. It robs you of your competitive edge, your drive, and your sense of personal power. Reclaiming your sleep is therefore not just about reclaiming your sex life, it's about reclaiming your entire sense of self, your energy, and the very essence of your manhood. It is the foundation upon which your entire well-being is built. David's breakthrough came when he realized his anxiety wasn't a personality flaw, it was a symptom of his physical depletion. We worked on optimizing his sleep, starting with his posture. He learned to sleep on his back, propping his body into a stable, open position. He committed to a power-down routine, turning off screens an hour before bed. The change was gradual, but it was real. As his sleep quality improved, he started waking up with more energy. The cloud of anxiety began to lift. He felt more capable, more confident, and that new confidence followed him into his relationship, allowing him to finally embrace the intimacy he so deeply desired without fear. So let's be specific about the positions that are causing this damage. The most dangerous is sleeping on your stomach. It may feel comfortable initially, but it's a posture of immense physical stress. It forces your head and neck to be twisted to one side for hours on end, which directly compresses the critical carotid artery and vertebral arteries that supply blood to your brain. This position also flattens the natural curve of your spine and puts a tremendous amount of pressure on your internal organs, including your digestive system and your prostate. You are essentially crushing your body under its own weight for a third of your life. The second culprit, and a very common one, is side sleeping done incorrectly. Many men sleep in a tight fetal position, with their torso twisted and their neck bent at a sharp angle because of a pillow that is either too thick or too thin. This posture creates a similar kink effect, not only in the neck, but also in the lower back and hips. This can impede blood flow through the massive arteries that run through your abdomen and down to your pelvis, the very pathways that need to be wide open for a healthy erection. You might wake up with a numb arm or a sore back, but those are just the obvious signs of a deeper, more systemic circulatory compromise. Furthermore, these compressed postures can directly aggravate prostate issues. When you sleep on your stomach or in a twisted position, you increase intra-abdominal pressure. This pressure can bear down on your bladder and prostate, contributing to that frustrating need to get up multiple times a night to urinate. Every time you get up, your deep sleep cycle is broken, and your testosterone production is halted. It's a vicious cycle. The poor posture worsens the prostate symptoms, and the prostate symptoms destroy your restorative sleep. You are left feeling exhausted and depleted, all because of the way you are positioning your body in bed. It's time to stop thinking of your sleeping position as a matter of preference and start seeing it as a critical health choice, just like your diet or your exercise routine. This nightly habit is not passive. It is an active process that is either helping your body repair and rejuvenate, or it is actively working against you, accelerating the aging process and shutting down your masculine systems. You would never consciously choose to spend 8 hours a day with your foot on a fuel line, yet that is what millions of men are doing to their bodies every single night without a second thought. The power to change this lies entirely within your control. The solution is wonderfully simple, and it is backed by physiology. The optimal position for male health is to sleep on your back. This is the body's natural, neutral alignment. In this position, your head, neck, and spine can rest in a straight line, which means there is no compression on your arteries or your airways. Your internal organs are not being crushed, and your limbs can rest comfortably. It is a posture of openness, allowing your circulatory system to function at peak efficiency all night long, delivering that vital, oxygen-rich blood to every corner of your body, including where you need it most. Now, there is a small but crucial modification to perfect this position. To fully optimize blood flow to the pelvic region and take all pressure off your lower back, you should place a small, thin pillow under your knees. This slight elevation of your legs gently tilts your pelvis, releasing any residual tension in your lower spine and hips. It is the final key to unlocking a completely unimpeded superhighway for your circulation. This simple adjustment ensures that your entire system, from your brain to your toes, is in the ideal state for maximum rest, repair, and hormonal production. It turns your bed into a true sanctuary for rejuvenation. I can hear some of you saying, "But doctor, I've tried sleeping on my back, and I just can't do it. I always end up on my side or stomach." This is a common and understandable challenge. Your body has been conditioned for decades to seek out a familiar, albeit harmful, position. You have to think of this as a form of training. The first step is to make the optimal position as comfortable as possible. Invest in a supportive mattress and a thin pillow for your head. You don't want your chin pushed down toward your chest. The goal is a straight, clean line from your head to your feet. To help you stay in place, you can use a technique I call the pillow fortress. Place firm pillows on either side of your body, tucking them in snugly against your sides. This physical barrier makes it more difficult for you to unconsciously roll over onto your side or stomach during the night. It might feel a bit strange for the first few nights, but your body will adapt. Remember, you are not sacrificing comfort. You are trading a short-term habit for a long-term reward of vitality, energy, and a renewed sense of your own masculine power. It is an investment in your health that pays dividends every single morning. This physical shift is a profound statement. It is a conscious decision to stop the nightly self-sabotage and begin actively participating in your own healing. Every time you lie down in this open, aligned position, you are sending a powerful message to your body. It is time to heal. It is time to rebuild. It is time to become strong again. This simple act is more powerful than any pill because it addresses the root cause of the problem. You are not just managing a symptom. You are restoring the fundamental foundation of your health, which is unrestricted, life-giving circulation. To amplify the benefits of this new posture, let's add a few simple nighttime rituals. Before you even get into bed, take 5 minutes to practice deep, diaphragmatic breathing. A simple technique is the 4-7-8 method. Inhale quietly through your nose for a count of 4, hold your breath for a count of 7, and then exhale completely through your mouth for a count of 8. This exercise floods your bloodstream with oxygen, calms your nervous system, and prepares your body for deep, restorative sleep. It's like giving your circulatory system a head start on its nightly repair work. Next, consider what you are consuming in the hours before bed. A heavy meal or alcoholic beverages can be incredibly disruptive. Your body is forced to divert a massive amount of blood and energy to digestion, stealing those resources away from the crucial processes of muscle repair and hormone production. Alcohol, while it might make you feel sleepy initially, is notorious for destroying REM sleep. Instead, if you're hungry, opt for a light snack rich in protein and magnesium, like a handful of almonds or a small bowl of Greek yogurt. This supports muscle repair without overburdening your system. It is also absolutely critical to create a dark, cool, and quiet sleep environment. This means eliminating as much artificial light as possible, especially the blue light emitted from televisions, smartphones, and tablets. This blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, which suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone that signals your body it's time to sleep. An hour before bed, turn off the screens, read a book, listen to calming music, or talk with your partner. Create a power-down ritual that allows your mind to unwind and your body to prepare for its vital nighttime functions. These habits, proper posture, deep breathing, mindful eating, and a screen-free wind-down work in concert. They create the perfect internal and external environment for your body to do what it's designed to do: heal itself. You are turning your 8 hours of sleep from a passive and potentially harmful period of time into the most active and productive phase of your day for rejuvenation. You are no longer leaving your health to chance. You are taking deliberate, powerful steps to reclaim your vitality, your energy, and your confidence from the ground up. This is how you take back control. This journey is about so much more than just achieving an erection. It is about reclaiming the feeling of being fully and vibrantly alive. When you start to sleep deeply and your circulation improves, you will notice changes in every aspect of your life. You'll wake up with a clearer mind, ready to tackle the day. You'll have more physical energy for your hobbies, for your family, for your life. That chronic stiffness and fog will be replaced by a sense of readiness and capability. This is the feeling of your body's engine finally getting the high-octane fuel it has been starved of for so long. The confidence you build from this physical transformation will radiate outward. It changes the way you walk, the way you talk, and the way you interact with the world. When you feel strong and capable within your own body, you project that strength. You will find yourself standing taller, speaking with more conviction, and engaging with your loved ones with a renewed presence and warmth. The shame and anxiety that may have held you back will begin to dissolve, replaced by a quiet, solid self-assurance. You will feel like yourself again, the capable, confident man you have always been. Remember what I said earlier? Your erection is a barometer of your overall health. When it begins to return, naturally and consistently, it is the ultimate confirmation that your entire system is coming back online. It's the check engine light turning off. It is your body's way of telling you that your heart is strong, your arteries are clear, and your hormonal systems are functioning properly. It's a sign of total body health, a testament to the powerful connection between your daily habits and your masculine vitality. It's the proof that you have successfully reignited that inner spark. This transformation is not reserved for a lucky few. It is available to every single man willing to make a conscious choice. It doesn't require an expensive gym membership or a restrictive diet. It begins with something you already do every single night. It begins with the decision to honor your body, to work with its natural design instead of against it. Tonight, when you go to bed, you are not just choosing a sleeping position. You are choosing to reclaim your dignity, to rebuild your confidence, and to reassert your identity as a strong, vital, and powerful man. Your body isn't broken. Your virility has not vanished forever. For years, perhaps decades, you have simply been operating with the parking brake engaged, unknowingly restricting the very life force that fuels your masculine power. The exhaustion, the self-doubt, and the frustration you felt are not your fault, but the solution is now firmly in your hands. Tonight, when you lie down to sleep, you are faced with a profound choice. It is far more than a decision about comfort. It is a conscious declaration to reactivate your energy, to reclaim your health, and to restore your identity as a man. This is not about turning back the clock. It is about taking back control of your own biology and deliberately, powerfully, reigniting that inner spark. This journey is about reclaiming your dignity. The simple, deliberate act of changing how you sleep is a profound statement of self-respect. It's a promise you make to yourself that you will no longer accept a diminished life as inevitable. You are choosing to open up your body's channels not just for blood, but for confidence, for strength, and for the kind of deep connection with your partner that you deserve. This transformation starts in the quiet of your bedroom, but it will not stay there. It will follow you into your morning, giving you the energy to live fully. It will strengthen your resolve, restore your confidence, and allow you to once again feel completely and unapologetically yourself, a capable, vital, and potent man. Always remember this fundamental truth. An active and satisfying sex life after 60 is not a frivolous luxury. It is a cornerstone of your health, a measure of your vitality, and a critical component of your longevity. It is the ultimate proof that your heart is strong, your mind is clear, and your body is functioning as a powerful, integrated system. It is the sign that you are not just surviving, but thriving. It's your body's most honest and powerful declaration that you are still in the game, still full of passion, and still fully and vibrantly alive. Never let anyone, especially yourself, tell you that this chapter of your life is over. The truth is, you are just getting started on rebuilding it. If this message has resonated with you, if you feel that spark of hope, I want you to type vitality in the comments below. You are not alone in this journey. By doing so, you join a growing community of men who refuse to go quietly into the night, men who are choosing to fight for their health and their manhood. Subscribe to this channel and share this video with a friend or a brother who needs to hear that it's not too late. Together, we are more than just viewers. We are a movement. Together, we are redefining what it means to be a strong, healthy, and powerful man at any age. Let's do this.